How does that feel?
It's honestly one of the best feelings I think I've ever felt in my life. It's honestly really exciting, and I'm just really blessed to get it.
I have to ask, how long do you feel like you've been waiting to get that score?
An extremely long time, but I think I got to a place where I was just like, it'll come when it comes. You don't need to like fixate on it. So that's kind of where I was at. Yeah.
Miley, you're now the record holder here at Utah. I mean, how does it feel for you as well?
I mean, it feels surreal because she's been holding that record for a very long time. I got kind of emotional because it's like kind of crazy knowing just that like my name will be there for a while and somebody will come along and pass me up too, and you know.
I'm curious, Abby and Jaden, what were you guys feeling and thinking after Miley got her 10?
I had chills. Like, I was just so excited. It's just pretty cool. It's really fun just to be able to watch that, and like that's what she does in the gym every single day too. So it's really cool just to watch it translate into an arena when it counts.
Yeah, kind of the same thing as Brenner. We always knew that she was legendary, so seeing it actually come true was just really cool to watch.
Monday obviously didn't go as well as you guys wanted, but then to have this performance tonight, I mean, what is it? I think the second highest in all-time program history. Somebody could correct me. But I mean, third? Okay, third.
Trent's like, I got it.
But I mean, what does it say, just kind of your guys' resolve to be able to come back and just really bounce back like that?
I think it just speaks to our team this year. You know, I think with every like setback, there's a come up, and you know, sometimes you just have to have those little things to make sure you're in the right mental space going forward. And you know, I think we're on the come up.
Well said. Yeah.
Yeah, very well said. I agree with everything she said.
Abby, I have to ask, the last 2 meets for you, score-wise, have been your best by far of the season. You broke the 9-9 barrier, now you're not dropping back down past it. I'm curious how you feel just where your gymnastics is. Do you feel like you have improved throughout the season?
Absolutely. It's kind of a really good feeling when what you're doing in the gym kind of translates over to the arena, and I feel like that connection the last couple weeks has just really translated over. So it's just a great feeling to be able to go out there and kind of hit what you know you can hit, which is super great. But I just feel like overall, testament to Tom and the rest of the coaches, like this is the best I've felt in a season in February ever. So I think it's just like the perfect mix. Yeah.
I'm curious, I could totally be wrong, but it felt like there was a different vibe tonight than even other home meets that you guys had. There was just a little bit more energy, kind of just radiated off the team. Do you guys know why, or was it just being home after away meets? What was different?
Personally, I feel like it is something we were going to try and work on because we know we do better when we have more fun. And honestly, like the energy low-key felt like, sorry, not to use the word low-key, that was very unprofessional. It felt like a senior night. The energy was just like so good, and it was like so fun, and everybody was just like, it was just like really exciting to watch everybody compete.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
After your 10, it looked like you were looking up in the stand. Was that your family, or kind of what was kind of...
Yeah, I was looking at my mom and dad in the stands because in club I actually got a 10 there too, and my mom had like ran up to me and we like shared that kind of moment together. So it was kind of like full circle for me to just look back at them and just kind of like, it was like me thanking them for everything they did for me to get here, and then finally the moment we just were waiting for. So I just wanted to share that with my mom and dad.
What was it like? You guys were obviously celebrating 47 years of Utah gymnastics and 50 years of just women empowerment in sports, to have the kind of night that you guys had with that in mind.
Yeah. I just think it's so powerful to have everyone come together and unite for that exact reason. Just to have so many people come out and support a reason for, like you said, women in sports. And I just think that is something that no one else can touch or compare to.
Yeah, I also think it's kind of cool. It just shows how cool women are and how powerful we are, and it's just really fun to be a part of.
Miley, what does it mean to break this record with this home crowd behind you?
I mean, it's pretty amazing. Kind of like I said, Teresa has held that record. Can somebody tell me since when? I think it was 2003. So I was 1.
I'm so...
That's crazy.
So I mean, it's just like amazing to be able to, you know, work hard and, you know, have my name in the record. She's obviously was a very amazing athlete, and I mean, it's just really cool to be able to be there. I was only 1.
Did you ever see film or make a point of watching her at all on any kind of film?
I haven't watched her at all, actually. I should probably take the time to do that.
When Miley, when you landed that stick at this fall, did you guys feel it? Did you guys know it was coming? Because I think the crowd felt it. So, what was that like? You stuck the landing. What was going through your head?
Honestly, I never try to expect a 10 because then probably just gonna be a little disappointed if I don't get it. But I mean, it felt like a very good routine, and it's always really helpful when the first 5 people go up and hit a really nice set. Like I've said before, it kind of just makes my job really easy and pressure-free. So it's really nice to have that beam team.
I'll be honest. Jaden and I knew.
Yeah,
we were
we were
looking.
celebrating. As soon as she landed, we were screaming 10.
Jane, what did you do different with your vault?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really do anything different. Me and Jimmy have a very specific plan. I just stick to it every week. I never try to go for the stick, so in my head I was just thinking the base of the vault needs to be good. It needs to be the same as you always do, and then the landing will come. So just letting it happen really is the secret, honestly.
So I know early in the year, Miley, I think it was best of Utah. I brought up that was a good score for your NQS, and you're like, I'm not even thinking about NQS yet. Now I'm curious, are you guys thinking about NQS? Do you pay attention to the scores that you're getting now, or is it still something where you're like, whatever happens, happens?
I think the only thing we kind of pay attention to is regional site, just kind of where we are there. But honestly, we're a team that likes to take it day by day and weekend by weekend, and I think that's what's best for us right now. Yeah.
You guys, with this win tonight, have a chance to at least get a part of the Pac-12 regular season. What you guys have had, how important is that to this team to keep that streak alive?
Somebody else want to answer?
I'm a newbie. This is my first Pac-12.
I would say it's definitely important to us, but again, we're just taking it day by day. We don't expect anything. I mean, we're not going to be mad if we do get it, but just day by day, keep getting better step by step, little by little, and then whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's something that we're just going to have to like focus on the process, and if we do what we can do, then it will be something that just happens.
Opening thoughts, probably our best warm-up of the year in terms of efficiency, the calmness that they had, the confidence that they had, and then it just translated from there to the meet. So what we saw in warm-up was what we thought was the best transfer from warm-up to competition, and then obviously in competition they looked good.
What was behind the decision to put Miley in the all-around for the first time this year?
Well, as you guys know, and you've got to just kind of pace kids along, and she's a senior now, and we were just at a point where we knew she was ready to go. So, she had a couple of things that were lingering, and not like a lot of athletes, and so that's why I was kind of every other weekend with some things on legs, and then got to the middle of the season and end of the season, and those things healed themselves up, and she did a really nice job tonight.
You talk to us all the time about, you're seeing a bunch of 10s in practice, and you're seeing it, on a daily basis. But then to actually see somebody like Jaden get it and actually do that in her career, I mean, what for you as a coach, what kind of satisfaction do you get out of that?
Well, I mean, like you guys, what she said, she scored him in JO. So for me, I was like, this kid literally scored 10s in club. Like, you know how hard that is? And then she came here, and she just duplicated. Actually, looked a lot like the one I saw. It was in Colorado Springs. I remember exactly which vault it was. So it was great. But I watch them in practice, and then the one thing that changes in the meets is a lot of times, do they get ahead of themselves? Do they get in their heads a little bit? Does pressure come to them? Or can they just, like she said, let it happen? And that's what we try to emulate. And yesterday they did a vault inter squad, and it was pretty good. So we saw it again today.
How often do you help coach the other events in warm-ups versus letting Carly and Jimmy kind of do the thing and Maya do her thing?
Yeah. It's a little bit in warm-ups, just little pointers and reminders. But I'm not one of those coaches that just, talks to, the kids a lot and stuff like that. I mean, if I see something, I'm gonna say it. You know what I mean? I'll see if I see something, or a next kid goes up and it's such rapid pace out there. You know what I mean? And sometimes that event coach, we're probably on the same page because Jimmy, Maya, and Carly and I have been together for years now. And Carly and I, we've been coaching together for a long time now. and so you know the cues or the things that they tell them. So I try to mimic what they're saying, or if I see something, I'll jump in there. Just try not to screw them up.
Is there anything in this week that kind of led you to believe this? I know you said warm-ups and stuff, but you know, you have Monday. You guys didn't necessarily like what you did.
No.
But then you come in today. I mean, did you feel it building up, or was it just kind of more today?
No, they were not happy on Monday. So you know, we just kicked the hornet's nest, and then they came out and you saw what they were. You know, we've said this all along. This is not only a talented team. It's, you know, we've got adequate depth on some things right now, but they're competitors too. And so when you have that combination of things, it can bode well for a program.
Obviously, scoring is super subjective.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if you feel the team has improved as the season's gone on. Are they better
Oh,
now?
absolutely. I mean, I know there's subjectivity in every sport. You know, even like track and field, where they say there's no subjectivity. Well, did that runner cross that line too early? Was it? You know what I mean? There's always subjectivity in every sport. But there's just the general performance. So I'm looking for certain very specific things that lead to the scores that we need to attain, that are very hard or very challenging. A handstand is a handstand. A line is a line. I mean, you know what I mean? A stick is a stick. A stick with an explanation is a stick with an explanation point. Crystal's bar stick tonight was, she didn't just stick. She stuck and lifted her chest up so there was no deduction on her chest angle. There's differences and distinctions in that stuff, and we're training that stuff. It doesn't always happen. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, their performance and what they were doing in the actual gymnastics that was executed was better. It's getting better. I always call it chipping in the change. I don't need you to get 4/10 better. I need you to get a 1/4 better.
What went into the decision? Jillian's been really solid for you
Yeah.
at the anchor spot on ball.
Yeah.
You switched her and Jaden. Anything specific?
Well, I
between-
switched Miley with Jaylene too.
Okay.
So there's multiple switches on. You know, it's. I said this to somebody else who asked me about lineup changes and some other stuff. I just have gut. That's all I really have. I just go with my gut. I think this combination is going to work. Try to get the athletes to feed off each other. I told you guys all along. We're going to try to get to the point where we're just locked in. You know, now that we're at the end of February, we just want to get going now, and then cruise.
You've been around a bunch of talented gymnasts, but what does it mean to actually have a gymnast on your roster that breaks an all-time record? I mean, does that change things for you?
Well, it doesn't change things for me. You know, I was talking about this earlier today at lunch. We do a coach's lunch every meet, and when I went to watch Miley when she was really young and busting on the seams on the elite scene, this isn't a normal athlete on balance beam. You know, when you watch Miley do balance beam at one point, she was doing some of the hardest sets, if not the hardest set in the world. I mean, how do you quantify that? You literally are, you know, and then you have Kara Aker, who literally is in finals in the worlds, and they're winning national championships at the elite level. So to watch that then translate into continued success in the college ranks, you just pinch yourself, because Teresa Kulikowski I looked up to when I was, you know, because probably about the same age.
You weren't one, right?
Yeah, I was born. but you know what I mean? She's a little younger than me, but still, it's like Teresa Kulikowski in Utah back in those days. I was watching all that stuff because I was a young coach, but going, whoa. And then for you, when you have an athlete that breaks that record, it chips in her change on this legacy program. It just, I mean, these records are incredible. You look at the history of this program and what everything has done, and then you look at now we're still doing some things, and we're still, you know, chipping in some more notches of legacy. It's pretty cool to build on that. But again, I'm just building. Yeah, Megan and Greg did all the work. They laid the foundation, and I'm just the guy that has to just keep, you know, it's like a pile of dirt, just shovel some more on there.